Erkenbrand, no! Man!
Hello and welcome to another Battle Games in Middle-earth YouTube video, and today we've got an exciting one. We've got a 500-point battle report, which is exciting because this is the first battle report on the channel in quite some time. So really exciting, 500 points of Easterlings. Yes, love Easterlings. I've been trying to make them work on my podcast Entmoot and, well, having mixed success, it's fair to say. But we've got Harry playing the Easterlings. We'll meet him in a second. And we've also got 500 points of Rohan, which are led by Theoden. And we'll, again, see Tim, who will be leading those guys during the course of this battle report. We're playing the Destroy the Supplies mission, and hopefully you'll be able to see some glorious photos and video of the battle report and the dice and all this sort of stuff. It's going to be relatively tight, I hope, but hopefully it will be good fun for you to watch. So without much further ado, let's get stuck into exactly what the scenario is, then the combatants, and then get cracking on the battle report.
So the general gist is there's a 12-inch deployment for each side, and there are 3 objectives lined up on each of those deployment lines. Each side has to destroy the opponent's objectives, and they get 2 victory points for each enemy supply marker that is destroyed at the end of the game. There are also points in this one for killing the enemy leader. You get 2 points for that and 1 for wounding them. There's 2 for breaking the opponent's force and being unbroken, and 1 for just breaking the enemy's force. And finally, there's 2 more points if you have a banner remaining at the end of the game and the opponent has none remaining. This one is all about whether you can protect your objectives while simultaneously destroying the opponent's, and of course, not getting broken or losing your leader.
Hi, I'm Harry. I'm taking the Easterlings with Amdur on foot, a Dragon Knight mounted, and an Easterling captain with a couple of acolytes and 10 pikes, a couple of black dragons. The thing I'm most scared about Tim's army is probably his mobility and the amount of bows he has to potentially shoot my troops from quite a far distance away. But I'm quite looking forward to squishing some Rohan horses.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm the commander of the Rohan force today. I've brought Theoden, Eowyn and Erkenbrand and a large number of Riders of Rohan. A small number have been upgraded to Westfold red shields, although mine haven't got red shields, and a few throwing spears for a little bit of poke. I'm mostly fearing Amdur. I don't have anyone with a high enough fight to take him on. My plan is to not take him on, but to mainly run and hide. I'm mostly looking forward to my brilliantly crafted plan being abandoned on about turn 3 and just charging with abandon.
Tim decided to deploy most of his force to the left flank, leaving Theoden and his warband taking on just an Easterling captain with a few boyos. I guess he's hoping he's going to win that fight. But still, lots of fast-moving models on the left-hand side flank means he can always reinforce himself a little quicker. The Easterlings, however, have left a right-hand side flank, as they look at it, with the Dragon Knight and his warband, whereas Amdur and his Easterling captain are more spread out a little bit. Will that work in his favour for capturing objectives? We'll find out. Here's the tally of resources as we start the game. Might is an interesting one. Pretty even here. Rohan have the upper hand, but of course Easterlings do have Amdur and the Dragon Knight with the capability of getting more might back if they kill heroes. And with Erkenbrand and Eowyn around with relatively low fate and low wound numbers, could that be an easy job? We'll find out. Let's get into priority. Easterlings will be rolling with the white dice and Rohan with the blue, meaning first turn priority goes to Harry and his Easterlings.
Rohan are coming in, so let's think about this. Let's move him behind the wall because I don't want him too shot at, and I want to position the bows close enough that they can see and they get behind cover as well.
Turn 1 caution sees Harry hiding from the Rohan's superior firepower. But the question is he being too cautious? The objective is to destroy the supplies, and he's giving the Cav force the chance to put the ball firmly in his court. Let's see what Tim does.
Can't see him, can't charge him. I want to make sure that I can move forward so you can't see me and charge me next turn, because I can get as close as I want as long as you cannot see me. So let's heft some of these chaps forward.
So Tim's moved the right hand side of his force, with Theoden leading it, straight forward and towards the Easterlings, but hiding behind the terrain. On the left hand side though, he made a bit of a faux pas in deployment. He's had to move a lot of his riders of Rohan together to allow to actually be able to shoot in this first turn. If he'd have deployed them base contact, he'd have got a turn of shooting, and more of these arrows would be hitting in this shoot phase that's coming up now.
So I'm going to spend my shooting phase with my Rohan gun line shooting at the Easterling Cav. It's a lot of bows. I might get one off the horse. I can see, it's a little bit of a squeeze, so we'll have to start, rather than, can't really roll them as a block, can I have to do them one at a time? So I'm after 5s. So that's him.
It's a fail.
Next one. That's a fail. Next one. That's a fail. We'll be around so we can see the chap yet. Yeah. Nope. Next one. Nope. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 who can see the hero at the back. Any 5s. Hey!
One hit.
1 to 3 for the chap in front.
Yep.
It's a chap in front. Horse or rider. What were you saying? 1 to 3 for the horse.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rider. So what am I after? A wound now.
What are you, strength
6.
2?
Strength 2. I certainly need a 6 to start, which I've not got.
6 and 4.
So there we go, a nice pointless shooting round.
You can say that again, Tim.
Pointless shooting round.
Oh, okay, actually don't. Tim definitely made a boo-boo in deployment here. With the superior firepower advantage, he could have easily brought about a dozen bow shots hitting on 4s onto the cataphracts in the first turn. Instead, he's hitting on 5s after moving most of his models, and it yields absolutely nothing. Still, both sides very cautious as we head into turn number 2.
Yes, this is going excellently, isn't it?
Right, okay.
Do you want some of my dice that don't roll 6s? And I'll borrow yours for the wound rolls.
Yeah. So they will just move their full 6 inches to the end of the temple, leaving the objective marker for him to nicely try and take. And then just make sure. And then he's just back there. Right, Captain. So at the moment, he can't see me, so he can't charge. I can't see him, so I can't charge. So in theory, what I'm thinking is he's going to have to come this way to do anything, or I'm going to have to go that way to do anything. What I think with the Cav, I might move them back only like a couple of inches to try and taunt him to come closer. So his shooting is going to have to come closer. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into it now. I'll do that. So they're just going to try and move back only a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to flood that side of the board with all my cav and run away from Amdur, who I think is going to be very scary. Yeah, Lockie looks a badass, doesn't he?
In my eyes, Tim has the right move here. Moving his cavalry forward puts pressure on the Easterling objectives, while Harry is moving back away from the objectives he's trying to destroy.
Can't see what's going on, which I don't like. There's some safe bits over there, though, aren't there?
Careful pre-measuring and cautious play here from Tim, but being a charge away from those fight 4 to attack, maybe only strength 3, but with throwing weapons, Easterling acolytes, is a wise move for the Rohan, who will really suffer if they lose the charge.
I will throw some throwing spears. These two can see, can they?
Yeah,
that
fully,
one.
and that one would have to be in the way.
Fine. Well, I'll do the 2 that can see first. So they're in the shooting phase, so it's on 5s. Yes! With their strength 3 throwing spears.
Yes, 5s.
Oh, nothing. And one that's in the way, is there?
Yes,
the wall
there
in
is.
the way. Fine. So 5 to hit, 6. 1 to 3 hits the wall. Hits the wall. There we go. That was really exciting. I thought, wouldn't it be great that the new GW acolytes would die really early with a throwing spear? And then there'd be all the Easterling hate going, well, if they're in defence 9, strength 5, they'd be really good at 12 points.
Turn 3.
What's a 6?
6 anyway.
Again.
Oh, so who does that go to?
There it goes to Tim.
That's not wanted at all. Erkenbrand. Where's my 6?
Lots of pre-measuring again. Tim really doesn't want to be countercharged by Amdur, the Lord of Blades.
And then I think we'll leave the honesty bow over there. That's actually just not quite enough board, is there, to get.
So what I'm going to do is move.
Harry has a great opportunity here to capitalise on the Rohan's move, thrusting forward onto his side. All he needs to do is send the Dragon Knight and a few cataphracts into that one Rohan guy on his own, heroic combat off, and he's causing all sorts of problem to Tim's line. But will he notice the chance?
Cavalry, so it's just
Frustratingly, Harry misses the opportunity for that heroic combat, but he also, crucially, leaves his Dragon Knight at the back of the bunch of cataphracts, meaning if a heroic move is called, their Dragon Knight, with all that killing power, is going to be left out of combat.
So these horses are going to come and play. Now, Amdur is pretty in the open for all of your cav in the centre. So what I'm going to do is just literally move him further back.
I think Harry's underestimating the power of Amdur here. He's one of the few heroes in the game that can withstand a cavalry charge on foot. He's got 2 pikes behind him potentially for a total of 5 dice with an inbuilt banner, and that's against Theoden, who's only got 2 attacks plus 1 for the charge, or Erkenbrand, who's the same.
To then get behind here. One. There or there.
What's that, Tim? Like a ninja.
Right, okay.
But they've all moved too far to shoot their bows.
Right, okay. So he, in that case, is going to go to where I said there, and then this guy is going to move an inch to the end of there, and then I think it's just a case of 5.
I'm good to spear you with 1 there.
Right, okay. I can see your base is far bigger than mine, and I can see the shield and horse. So,
Which one?
just this one here.
Ooh.
So I think he's gonna have to. Don't think I'll be within range of any of his support, so I think it'll be charge in.
It's bold and potentially a little foolish, but that captain does have a really good shot at killing at least 1 rider of Rohan, and he's in a good spot to then call a heroic move the following turn to pin down even more riders. But it really does depend what happens in the priority phase next turn as to whether this is a move that's paying off.
How do you feel?
Bit nervous. They're a bit more in a pile here, more than I wanted, but I think with Tim making 1 small space for me to charge, I think I had to take it. For then, I'm just grabbing it.
How do you feel, Tim?
Me, well, I should have bought more dice to mark out where the 6 inches was, but it ends up with loads of stuff everywhere. No, it's fine by me. I think even if he does some serious cutting, he ain't going to be around much longer, is he, when they all collapse on him? We'll see. We'll see if I can get. I'd like to do a little bit of damage with a throwing spear, given that I am going to be able to throw a fair few. And next turn, I'm in quite a good position to get an objective.
Shooting.
Yeah. Throwing spear at the far side, shooting the Easterling bowman on 5. It's 3, so that's a miss. And 2 here with throwing spears who are going to go for the black dragon. On 5s. Nope. And I have 1 chap over at this side of the board who is going to throw it at the fancy chap through the traffic. So he's on 4 because he has not moved. And it's a 1. That's typical. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, all this harassing. And in reality, should just be charging, shouldn't you?
I'm going to work with this one first, and then if I manage to do something, that is, and then go from there. So hitting on 4th. No, so that's a 3. So the second one, 4. Yeah. So horse or rider, 1 to 3.
1 to 3 for the horse. It's the horse. So 5 or 6 to wound. Hey.
Horse.
Thrown rider test. There you go.
Captain has 2 dice against the charged Rohan rider with just a 1.
It's a 5, so I'm fight 3, so I expect.
Yeah, I'm fight 4.
5s then.
So 5s.
Hey!
Get it.
It's a 6.
Right, because I'd obviously in one of the downsides that you have with the Gleaming Horde kind of putting him in the back, that he'd have to move all the way around. I don't think he would get in. I will call it with my Easterling captain.
Okay, I will counter call it with Erkenbrand.
The first might spent in the game on 2 heroic moves. Here's the tally of resources, but who will the heroic move go to?
Okay.
Oh, it's evil!
Moving him to take 2.
The captain's bold move paid off last term and yielded the death of a Rohan warrior. Now he's fully invested, everyone else is getting stuck in, but there's a countercharge coming.
And then that was everybody within 6 of him.
Bit of a faux pas here. Erkenbrand's heroic move should of course have gone next. It doesn't fundamentally change anything, but really, if you're playing properly, you've got to call those heroic moves and then actually do them. But let's carry on with the moves nonetheless.
So, he charges, throwing spears on a 4.
Hits.
Wounding, strength 3, defense
5.
5. So
1.
So clunk and wheel in him.
Just out, I think.
Yeah, it is. Oh well, not to worry. It won't make much difference to the plan. And Theoden's going in on him to get him out of the way. We've got to put ourselves in a slightly vulnerable.
In what looks to me like a classic pincer movement, the Riders of Rohan are now preparing to come round the back onto the Easterlings to take them up the chuff. And also, they're capitalising on the objective.
Throwing her throwing spear. Yeah. Strength 3.
Against.
Your normal chap.
It's a win. It's a wound.
Is he gone?
He's gone.
It's gone.
Big move there from Eowyn.
Well, but he's not got enough move to get to the one at the back. He'll have to go into.
That's fine.
Throwing spear.
No.
In the old black dragon. It's time for you to show your quality. Erkenbrand on the captain. That one, which should be fine. And to show his quality, he is going to run away.
I'm not sure I like this cowardly move from the Rohan. They're moving back closer to their objectives, which means that the Easterling cataphracts will be fighting the Rohan riders right next to where they want to be.
So the charge is going round into this one, throwing at that one.
Yeah.
And then if it does it, go in, and if not, still go in and rat round into the combat.
Yeah. 4 plus.
4 to hit.
Gets a 5.
1 to 3.
Horse or rider?
Rider.
Here's the man.
Oh,
5 or
Strict
6.
3. There we go.
5.
So we'll just put him into 1.
That could have been the chance for the acolytes to show their quality there.
Yeah, could have been. The cavalry, I think, are going to just charge up for the objective. And then it's just go, go, go.
No longer content with simply cowering behind the ruins, Amdur is getting stuck in, sort of. He's certainly threatening those riders who are sat there right on the central objective, those central supplies that rider could destroy very soon.
This one go here. And this one go here. Phalanx is moving up. So I do believe that's everything.
These two Rohan, if they're even in range for this spear support, that one there would be in the way for my own chaps. I can't do that, can I? So we'll do the one that isn't in the way.
Yep.
Misses. The one that is in the way. Misses. I'd like to say I'm feeling pleased, but you know, I've rolled the dice enough times to know that what looks like a good position can in fact be a complete disaster, can't it?
I'm a bit nervous. I think there'll be a lot of shielding going on at the beginning, but that's what Easterlings are made of: high defence and sticking around.
I really don't want to lose another Rider of Rohan to an annoying little chap there, so I'm going to call a heroic combat with Theoden.
It's either a heroic combat now for Theoden or risk having to call a move next turn if he loses priority. You wouldn't want to be pinned down by one poor acolyte.
4 high from Theoden.
That's the last of his 2 might run, isn't it?
So I get 5 high.
So I have to use another point of might because I'm not losing the fight.
Ideal result for Harry here, but the worst possible result for Tim, having to spend 2 might to kill 1 acolyte. This puts the Easterlings ahead on resources.
Do you wish to use your special combat stance?
Oh yeah, because
being knocked prone.
yeah, I help. So on a 4+.
On a 4+, he's not prone. He's
Oh.
prone.
We have a token.
Great.
of that if we want to.
That gives me a lot of dice. No, I think he might be dead.
So
5 defense of 4.
4.
Yeah, so it's 4 still. Yeah, 1-4.
So we have 2 1 4.
So that, you know, that's cost me 2 points of might to win and kill combat with a Easterling acolyte.
If they were defence 5, they would have survived as well. So you
can
know.
you shove him in? Oh, with 10 inches of move.
Oh dear.
It's a 6.
Oh, 2 6s.
I'm 5'5", so
Yeah.
I think I'm good there. Do you want to use your enduring combat stance?
Yeah. So 4 again. Oh.
Right.
So here's another dead one.
Well, that's 20 quid down the drain.
So working on 4 for Theoden. Yes, there are the dice.
You've spent them all now. Oh, dearie me.
We'll start over here with Erkenbrand and 1.
I'm shielding, so I'll have 4.
Okay.
He has got a shield. 4 high. 4 high.
4 high.
Simon's.
Do you want to draw a point of might out of Erkenbrand?
Yeah. Well, the point is that if he is going to die,
He might as well
He
use
might as
it.
well
Fair
use it.
dues. So I'll chalk my might off Erkenbrand.
so
Harry wisely elects to spend the captain's last point of might to draw 1 more point out of Erkenbrand. If he's going to die, he might as well take some of Erkenbrand's might with him.
I'm +1 strength on the charge, making me strength 5. So it's 5s to wound.
defense 7.
So that's 1, 2, 3.
So it is dead.
He's gone.
He's gone. Ooh, right in the middle.
Yeah. One attack from him because he was charged.
Yeah.
2 attacks to him
Okay,
because
because
he
he
did charge. 1, 2, 3 for you. There's no modifiers on any weapons, are there?
4 because of the black dragon.
I'm now within 12 inches of Theoden with my heroic combat, so
Yeah.
I go up to fight 4. 6.
I got 4, so you win.
Yes. So these are all 5s, and that's a 6. Westfold red shield at the back on a pike.
Right, okay. I will shield.
Okay.
So I want him to stick around. So I get a 6.
Fine. So do you want to push my chap back? And just Eowyn then over there.
What's she got? 2 guys?
Again,
no.
1 and a
yeah.
chap. I've got the height fight. Oh, it's a 5.
So I get 4, so you win.
So defense 6. So it's 5. Yeah, lovely. Another one. Bites the dust.
Lots of Easterlings going down.
And one last combat at the far side. 2 bowmen against 1 rider of Rohan.
See if the bowman can do anything.
Well, I don't get the
12-inch bubble. No.
No.
Right.
5.
3, so you win.
And they're both prone.
The might of cavalry, 2 sets of 2 dice to wound these poor fellas.
4, so it's 5s. So the first one dies. Then the second pair. Hey, he dies as well.
Coming up 6s.
Oh dear.
A bloody turn for the Easterlings, lots of dead warriors in that turn, but as we start turn 5, let's have a look at the objectives and who's close to getting them. So as we look at the western flank, it's those Easterling cataphracts and the Dragon Knight looking likely to take the supplies there. Amdur is looking to come to the rescue of the central objective on his side, but as we head over towards the east, it's Rohan dominating with only a smattering of black dragons in the centre there and a dominating field of riders of Rohan. Although Theoden is still left largely quite far away. So it's all to play for as we head into turn number 5. Priority goes east, but Eowyn calls a heroic move and Amdur counters. Harry wants to catch the riders before they escape, and Tim wants to capitalise on his early successes and avoid Amdur.
Goes to the evil side.
Amdur is going to go... So what's that? You'll go there instead then. So that's my heroic move done.
Tim is thinking here about the objective game. He withdraws Eowyn and Erkenbrand from the combats in the centre because he's concerned that those cataphracts and the Dragon Knight could end up sweeping back and taking all 3 objectives. But it does mean he hasn't got any might in the middle. Things really starting to hot up now. We've got a cataphract and a Dragon Knight against a rider of Rohan, the other 2 pairing off with a cataphract and a rider of Rohan each. And of course eyes on the supplies here. The objective is to destroy those, and Harry is moving 1 cataphract to threaten that one. Elsewhere, Theoden gets a bit closer to combat finally. Riders of Rohan round the Easterling Temple and into threaten that other objective.
Climb test, is that? Or
Yep.
Yeah.
okay, well I've got enough move to do it.
Never do this. If you've got archers, don't climb them on buildings. Use them to shoot or move somewhere so that they can get into range to shoot next turn. Climbing them up does one of 2 things. They get stuck up there or they die on the way up or down. Just don't do it. I bet you that's what happens here. I bet you.
So 3 to the base. Just wanna... I'll roll a dice if you want to bob him up.
Yeah.
Don't roll a 1 and die. It's a 4. Hooray!
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Any heroics?
Yeah, I'm going to call one a heroic combat with Amdur on foot and then one with the mounted Dragon Knight.
Some massive heroic combat calls here from Harry, and now is definitely the time to do that. Amdur and the Dragon Knight haven't done much so far, and they need to get killing and getting closer to the objectives.
So he has 3, so I'll roll these and then I do 1 for the... So he gets the 5.
Yeah, one anyway.
So it's 3.
Do you wish to strike the rider or the horse?
I will go the rider.
Strength
4.
He's dead.
So let's just move him into here. And then this one will just go into that one. So there's 2 on 2.
If he goes there, he gets the trap.
Amdur next. Let's move in.
Yeah.
You get 3 for him
With a reroll.
and 1, 2, 3,
4.
My first.
Alright.
4. There you go.
5. So
Amdur takes it. So you've got Amdur plus 4 Easterlings.
I'll do Amdur first.
Yep.
Oh.
We'll just charge him in this one, and then he was in, and then we'll just wrap him around for 6. So we'll just put him somewhere there because it doesn't really matter. And then this guy will go in with that one.
Move him around for the trap.
Oh yeah, the trap again.
Probably not going to need it, but you may as well have it.
So it's 3, and then another 2 after.
Oh, 6! Brilliant!
So.
Oh, banner reroll for Ander first.
Yeah, and then I have another 2, so I get the 6. So he's trapped as getting 6. Let me just roll. So yeah, 5.
He's dead. So Ander does what Ander does best. The Lord of the Blades strikes them down.
Haha!
3.
Mine was a 1, so...
Just, so that one. So it's a trap, so it's 4. So he gets the 6 just. Oh, that was a lucky one. Dragon Knight and the other one. So I get the 6.
Mm-hmm.
2 for him. So he gets the 6.
There we go.
We'll go here next.
Okay.
So I will shield, so I got 4 dice. Yeah.
I think this is a little bit of a misplay from Harry here. He's got 2 warriors against 1 rider. He's got the higher fight and he's got a banner. Shielding here simply means the rider's going to stick around and be a thorn in his side next turn and threaten the objective again. If he fought, maybe he'd kill him. Who knows?
It's a 5 for me.
And a 5.
So you win the fight. Please, back me at the steps an inch.
And he's
Excellent.
last another round.
It's good because he's going to get the objective for wins priority next.
So we'll go for the red one first then. So I will shield.
Okay.
I'm going to make him last
A
longer.
5 for me.
I haven't got any wrong, so I get a 5.
So you win the fight.
And then we'll go with the brown horse closest to me. Yeah, that one. So I'll shield again. So I get 2 5s.
Lots of wins going to the Easterlings this turn.
Right. Grey one, I'll shield again. So I get 4 high. Oh, lucky.
Rubbish,
and
aren't they?
then the last one, I will shield again.
3.
Oh, you won that one because I got.
Right, great.
You had a 3 and I had 2.
So you're on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm strength 4. So he's dead.
Yep. 1 out of 4 is not bad.
It wasn't good. I didn't kill loads and loads of stuff, but the things that needed to do the things that I wanted to do have done them. Namely, my chap at the back is still alive and within range of the other objective. I've got a big wodge of dudes here who can contest over here because Harry's Dragon Knight's down to 1 might and I've got 3 heroes with a might each on the way. So it could have gone better, but it did what I needed it to do.
The Easterlings did very well that round. It almost killed the other horse, which is going to be a pain next round. But I think to only lose 1 guy, I think it's good.
Although it was a decent turn for the Easterlings, they didn't kill a lot. And actually, Amdo and the Dragon Knight are low on might, whereas the Rohan still have a bit to spare on each of the models. Let's get into turn 6 priority.
There we go.
Goes to the Easterlings. Are there any heroic moves to be declared, Sir Tim?
No.
No. Okay, let's go straight to Easterling move.
Harry moves straight into contact with those supplies. After all, this is destroy the supplies. All his cataphracts have to do is to stay out of trouble for 1 turn, but he's within threat range of those Rohan heroes.
So I'm going to move Amdur to fight this guy. So he's going to go up the stairs onto the temple. And then I'm going to move 6 inches, so it would be like an inch out.
Harry's spreading himself rather thinly here, but with the superior movement of the riders of Rohan, he kind of needs to make sure they don't grab his objectives.
Just 4 against 3 technically. So I'm going to move, they're all black dragons, so I'm going to move this one this way, so he's going to charge that guy and then just pivot around. This guy's going to charge both of them in that gap. And then this one's going to charge that one. I think you just be
This one. So that's the intention, isn't it, to be? It's mainly that I can't get charged.
Yeah.
So we'll take Erkenbrand first. He'll go on to him.
Yeah.
With those cataphracts crowding round that rear central objective, Tim wisely piles all his heroes into them both. It's going to be a messy combat phase.
Bowman is taking a pot shot at this chap to shoot him in the back. He misses.
Didn't I tell you it wasn't worth putting archers on buildings? Well, anyway, onto the combat phase, and it's Erkenbrand's heroic combat first, and it's 3 heroes against 1 cataphract. I wonder what'll happen.
Do you want to roll your cataphract dice so I can see what I need to get to?
Oh, it's a 6. Massive bar set by the Easterling cataphract, and judging from Tim's dice earlier on with Theoden and Erkenbrand, who knows what could happen? Let's see.
Okay, so the red ones are Erkenbrand, who has no might.
That's a 6 as well, so Erkenbrand does it?
8 strikes at strength 5, 4 strikes at strength 4. I'll do them steadily, so you're dead. Keep moving. And we said we could go over the terrain pieces, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
She'll go in the fun as well. Oh, I should have moved her first and thrown a throwing spear, shouldn't I? What an idiot, I'll learn one day.
So I'll do Amdur first.
Do you want me to do the Rohirrim roll so you
Yeah.
can see what you're at? Well, it was a 3.
Ooh.
There you go.
Right. So I'll just roll Amdur then.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
Do the 3 against 1,
Here.
and I will shield. So I get 5 high. 5 high.
No, oh yeah, it's a 5.
So
So you're a black dragon,
Yeah.
and am I within 12 inches of third? I don't think I am now, so I do not win.
Whoa, lucky.
There you go.
Then we will go with the one next to it, yeah, 1-on-1. I'm not going to shield.
Haha, got 1. Hey! There you go.
So, just 1 attack.
Yeah, I think it's on 5s.
Yeah, I'll go for the rider. So no.
Lovely.
I will just not shield on that one. I'm going to
Okay.
risk it. So 3. So you
Goes to the count.
Okay, so strength 3, defense 6, so
Yeah.
6s. But I live.
We'll do Erkenbrand and 1 cataphract first then.
Lovely.
So it's just 1 attack. So I get 5.
Erkenbrand, no! Oh, man!
I think I'm just going to have to go for the horse. So it's
It's 5.
5.
Oh, worth a bash.
Well, hopefully that's the fluff.
Yeah, and then it's the other 2 against 1 cataphract, yeah.
There you go, that's better.
So Easterling, yeah. 3, you will like to get by. Yeah, 6s.
He's not trapped though, is he there?
No. So you can come backwards.
Okay. So we'll do Eowyn first on strength 4, defense 6, that's 5s. You've done it.
Done it.
So the fight continues, but crucially, the Easterlings have destroyed one of the Rohan's supplies. But there are 7 Rohan dead and 12 left, that's 3 off breaking, whereas the Easterlings have 11 dead, so they're just 1 off breaking as we go into turn number 7.
Boom! Priority.
So 2.
Let's do some killing over here then. And I must remember these throwing spears, I've only got 1. So what have we got? Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are there any non-black dragons?
These 2.
Okay. That's the charge. Throwing spear.
They should be too far to be got. Theoden in on him.
Just over.
Make sure it's properly out. Woman. Throwing spear.
That was a miss.
Yeah, around the garden. But make sure that it's not a garden of pain. Just him the same. Leaves him, you know, doing the business. Keeping him off the doodah.
That's quite exciting because then if you win the priority, you get to charge the Amdur. Don't you? An Easterling priority winning the next turn could be an excellent Amdur and also Dudage over there fighting opportunity.
He's gonna come back here because I need him to do some shenanigans over there, and I think that's me moved.
I am going to shoot the bowman at Andor.
He misses, and I'm going to throw 2 throwing spears over there, and I'll probably go for the black dragon. Hits, strength 3, so it's 5s. 5s it? 6s, well, it says anyway. Brilliant. And the other one I'll throw at the other chap. Hits. Ooh. Kills it, but close.
Very close. And then it's combats.
Yep.
A heroic strike from the Dragon Knight. Tim doesn't counter with Éowyn in the hope that the might will help her pass her fate rolls. It leaves the Easterlings only on 1 might in the army, but that's of course dependent on whether the Dragon Knight kills Éowyn and claims some back with blood and gory. But we'll find out what happens in that fight in a minute. First, chaff. We miss a couple of dice rolls here, but it's a charging rider of Rohan versus an Easterling black dragon, and the Easterling rolls a double 1.
So that's the break. Is that one of the luxury pikes?
It is.
So then we'll do the next one, and I'll shield as well.
3.
5, so I'll win that one.
Yep.
Then we'll do the other pike.
Shielding.
Yep. 5.
Ooh.
6.
So Moot backs away.
And on his bum. And whoa!
Oh, he's big fat dead.
That's all the 6s I need for the next combat.
We'll do the sword next, and I'll
The 1-on-1.
shield. Yeah. Am I within 3 there?
You're 1 on 4.
Oh right.
So back my red shield off, please.
Sorry?
Yeah. And then I'm not going to shield on the 2 pikes.
Okie dokie.
So.
Oh, so you win with black dragons?
Another fight value. Yep.
Horse or rider or?
We'll go with the rider, so it's 5, isn't it? Sadly not.
Close. A no cigar.
So then we'll go with Artifact to go first. For him. Oh dear.
Well, I've won it. Everybody. So strength 5. I'm going for the rider. I'll might that to kill him.
Theoden spending that might puts the Rohan only on 1 might, and it's on Éowyn. Could it come in clutch here in the fight of Éowyn and Erky versus the Dragon Knight? Could be a big moment for the Easterlings to claw back some momentum.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter what he goes up to because he's going to be higher than them. So he's fight 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to roll your things to see if you get a 6?
A 6 to win it.
Oh,
just a
with
4.
No might. Brilliant.
It's an absolute disaster for the Dragon Knight there. A 6 would have secured the win and potentially a kill of Éowyn and some might back with that blood and glory special rule. As it is, it's down to Éowyn Erkenbrand and some boyos to get a 6. It's not looking good for the Dragon Knight.
Okay, red is Éowyn. She has might.
Devastating for the Dragon Knight, trapped, surrounded by 3 different Rohan chaps.
So what does he need? What's the Dragon Knight's defense?
6.
Ah, so it's 5 then still, isn't it? So
That's 2 wounds.
2 wounds. He's only got 1.
I think it's 2.
Has he got 1 fate?
No, he's got no fate.
He's down.
Gone.
Big turn there. That means that objective has been successfully defended by the Rohirrim.
That was good. That was good. That was some top Rohan combat, especially because I had the numbers there to get the trap. So I couldn't get the knockdown because of the cav. Getting the trap got me a lot more dice there.
How are you feeling, Harry?
Not good. Not good at all. I mean, I knew it was going to be close back there, but I needed to push to try and see if I could scalp that little last objective, but it didn't work out.
If you got 1-6 and killed Eowyn, you get the might back. You're back up, back in business, aren't you?
I really feel for Harry there. It's a gamble that didn't quite pay off. All he needed was that 6, which he gets about 40% of the time if you do some of the maths, which I'm not really into. But either way, if he did that, he'd kill Eowyn, we think, probably, with the 3 attacks. He's got a good chance, and then get might back, leaving him in a really threatening position, especially on people like Theoden, who's also similarly low on wounds and fate. But it wasn't to be, leaving him in a pretty precarious position, broken, going into turn number 8 with only 1 objective in hand. Priority! Oh, it goes to the Easterlings. So that means Easterlings are taking courage checks, Harry. So let's get rolling.
This cataphract.
Let me cataphract first.
Remember, Easterlings have +1 courage when they're broken, which could come in handy in this turn.
Yep, loves it.
Go.
This pikeman.
Strictly speaking, you should roll all of your courage rolls and then move the model that just rolled its courage check. But it doesn't really make an awful lot of difference in this circumstance, but just worth noting if you're a newer player, that's what you should be doing. Let's carry on.
Oh, loves it as well. This swordsman.
He is fine.
So because of the +1 from the army bonus, they're all absolutely fine and dandy.
And so was this.
So as that goes, so you've got 1 each on them, and you've got a pike in support as well,
Yeah.
so the courage buff has really helped you there.
Yeah, so let's go for the pike support on the pike now. Let's go for Amdur.
If you want him moving first.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his stamina fast, doesn't he? So
he's on 8, so.
Finally, Amdur is actually in the fray in the centre of the battlefield. But it does feel a little too late to be doing that when you've got a broken army.
Yeah, he is going to shoot at the
Black Dragon support.
Black Dragon. No, you can't see him. He's got to shoot him.
Yeah.
He misses.
He's been doing stellar work on top of that building.
So I'll get 3 and then I'll re-roll for 1 and then I'll do the pike after that. So I'll re-roll that one. So I get the
6. This one anyway.
Yeah. So it's 4, isn't it? 4 attacks. Blue one's the pike. So
Okay.
I'll go for the rider. So I get 5. So 1 dead. So then the other 2. So get another 5. So both are dead.
And churning through the Rohan. How close are you to broken?
1.
1 more to go.
So we'll go with the 2 horses against the Black Dragon pike, and I will shield because that's where I want to. So I get 6.
So I can't do it.
So I'm keeping that.
Pushing them back.
And then I'm not going to shield on the 2-on-1 with the Black Dragon pike support. So I get the 5 high.
Wound.
Oh yeah, wound.
And with a double 6, the Rohan army breaks. Could this be a turning point? Or is it too late for the Easterlings?
I'm going to shield with the sword.
Okay, so the 1 at the...
Yeah, 1 at the back. So I get 6.
Is he a Black Dragon?
No.
Yeah. So can you push my chat back?
And then I'm not going to shield with the 2 pikes,
Okay.
none of which are black.
2.
Ooh.
5s to kill him. Yay! He lives.
With With that, combats are over in a bad turn for Rohan, but it's worth noting their key players weren't in the fight at all, and the Easterlings are already low on numbers and objectives as we go into priority for round number 9.
Ooh, it goes to the Rohan. Any heroics from Amdur?
No, not there. Don't they use his last mine?
Amdur declines the offer of a heroic move, instead favouring the option of letting the Rohan roll for their courage checks, potentially running away. Sadly, it's all rolled off camera, and they stick around.
So all we're going to do is we're going to go
Behind the wall of shame.
So the one nearest the cab, he's doing the... Oh, watch as he throws his throwing spear.
Hey!
Yes.
Standard.
He should be...
So here Tim's relying on Harry failing a few courage checks. He's abandoned that objective and hoping for the best. But in the meanwhile, he's taking on this cataphract, which could be potentially irritating later on and cause all sorts of spanners in the works. But of course, again, this is relying on some courage rolls going badly for Harry. Let's see how they pan out.
We'll do the sword first. Loves it. The back pike will love it as well. And then the other pike loves it as well.
This is going to end up being quite dull, isn't it now?
So then I want to do Amdur. And loves it as well.
Whoops!
So he's going to move to there. So then he will roll a climbing test.
Oh!
Is it a 1?
Yes, he falls. Didn't I say I told you so? This is exactly why you don't climb on buildings. He rolls the 1, taking a strength 3 hit, plus 2 strength 3 hits for the 2 inches above his height. I think it might be a dead Easterling. Let's find out.
He's dead! Oh, look at those!
And again, whoops. Oh, he'll regret that climb.
Yeah.
If only he had a special ability that allowed him.
The other pike's going to go to the move 3 inches and then try and climb again. So as long as you get 1.
He's up and he can charge.
So he'll charge. And then he's just going to come out this way.
Up the top
Is
of
he
the building.
shielding?
No.
No, good man.
6.
Oh.
Oh.
Falls first.
Yeah, you kill him.
Yeah, so you need to kill
Just one more.
one more.
Could this be the end?
No.
Oh, I think it is.
He thinks it's all over.
Going for the man. So your defense 6.
Yeah.
And I'm only strength 3, so it's 6s. So he lives. Back him off, please. Priority.
So it's 9. Have to do courage. Right, so do the horse.
Gone.
Oh god, horse is gone. So that's the
That's the
that'll be the end of the game then
that's
this turn.
Yeah. Then the 2 pike. The sword one. Gone. Other pike. He's in, is it?
Yeah, but if you support and kill, I'm not quartered.
So Amdur's courage test. So 6 plus it's 4, so yeah. And the others just
Stand fasted. So there's no way of getting him.
if you just push them all that long
Yeah.
way so that you can't see me.
Okay, Theoden. He's good. Woman. Dude on top better stand still. He has to do his testing anyway, doesn't he? He's fine, he's going to stay still. Erkenbrand. Ooh!
Double 1, but he's courage
Alright.
5 or something stupid, isn't he?
It's Erkenbrand is courage 5, so he'll have to use his will points to make it fine.
Which 5 plus 2 is 7, isn't it? Yeah, so you only need to spend 1, doesn't he?
I think he only has 1.
little chap. He's fine. He's only got a bow, but he's throwing spear. He's fine. There we go, that is the Rohan move.
Throwing weapon action, Tim. Very excited.
We'll start off with a normal throwing spear. Hits.
Oh, it's a wound. Is that on the...
So that's the one at the front gone. Can Eowyn see Ander? I can't hit Ander, I can only hit the one at the front.
You couldn't see him anyway.
So we'll go for her against the chap.
She hits.
Oh, she's not got enough might to make it up to the 6. That's the shooting.
So just one last round of combat over here.
So it's 1-on-1.
Yeah. Oh, so it goes to Tim.
It's alright, I don't think I'm going to get through your armour. No.
And that.
And the second one? Yeah, chap left. Way! And they're both equal, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's a draw. 1, 2, 3, it goes to the evil
Do
side.
you want to roll it?
Yeah.
Hey!
It goes to Easterlings. Can you chop down one final guy?
No.
No, big fat no. And that is game.
Well done.
So I think we can all agree it was a thrilling match. I was genuinely loving watching Tim and Harry in action with the Eastlings and the Rohan. Some interesting lists, not perhaps the most optimised lists for either army, but really interesting to use pure forces with no legendary legions or anything extra fancy in there. But I know you're eagerly awaiting the final tally. We'll hear from the winner and the loser in a couple of seconds. But let's just go through the winner, the points. So we've got no VPs awarded for either of the enemy leaders being scathed. Theoden came close to getting a couple of wounds, but Amden never really got even close to being wounded. He was so out in the combat for most of the times. Objective-wise, the Easterlings did manage to claim that one objective, but the Rohan side managed to sweep over and take 2, so that leaves 4 VPs for Tim and 2 for the Easterlings. And the final one is for breaking the army, which did come in just in those last couple of turns, that both armies did end up being broken. So it was 1-1 for that, leaving a final tally of 5-3 to the Rohan force. Let's hear from both of our competitors, but starting with commiserations to Harry.
It went better than I planned. I mean, this is the first time I've actually played Easterlings with my army, so there's quite a few things that I've learned, and then there's more things that I would probably have done differently, but I think everybody can say that after a game. So, I mean, and I think one of the problems was that I hadn't spaced the warbands out properly when I was making the list. I mean, I could have done better placement with the acolytes, so I think I've definitely got to try those again to make sure that they are worth placing my army. But I think overall, I think Tim has played his Rohan quite well, so it was a close defeat. So.
What specifics went wrong in terms of strategy?
I mean, I think it was again down to my warband. So if I had possibly split my warbands, I would have had more forces on one of the objectives to begin with straight away, and maybe I could have held my own objective a little bit stronger, so it would have pulled his forces more towards me. I mean, I almost got the objective with my Dragon Knight, but I think he'd pulled back his heroes far enough to have actually charged me, so if I'd possibly pulled him more my way early game, it would have been harder for him to have got back so quickly, and then maybe I would have got 2 objectives or possibly 3 in that way. But it was quite swings and roundabouts really. I think overall I think it was Tim outplayed me, so
I feel pleased. It's nice to have a game that's challenging, and especially a scenario that I've not played before. Went well. The people did what they were supposed to do. I didn't fluff too many. Theoden, I mean, I burnt quite a lot of might early on with Theoden, but he didn't die, so that is a usual perk.
What did Harry do wrong, do you think, that you could take advantage of?
When I saw that, I know it's a contentious point, but when I saw that Amder wasn't on a horse, I knew that that was a lot of points invested in something that I could dodge quite well. I think the big problem was, and it's when you've got cavalry and you've got a lot of mobility, because we're on large bases and terrain, it's quite difficult to get everyone to actually get into combat without other horses getting in the way of each other. But because the Easterlings had spread out quite a lot, once I decided where I was focusing my horses, I could get the one-on-one charges, and once you're doing that, you're getting a lot of dice. You know, I was often rolling 2 dice versus 1 in a fight, and then once you've got them on the ground and you're rolling 4 dice to wound, as long as you keep those charges going, it works in your favour.
You clearly had a strategy to go for one objective straight away and clean up the Easterling captain and his warband, and that really paid in dividends. But once you'd done that, you kind of just withdrew, and I guess that's how you ended up taking the win, really, because you got enough objectives points to be confident to withdraw.
Getting the break actually wasn't too difficult. It was getting the Eastlings down to a quarter that was the problem, when one of those quarters is the person I've been trying to avoid all game. When you're not winning priority, as I was frequently losing priority later on, your 10-inch gap is down to a 4-inch gap. They win the priority again, but they've caught you up. If you're not winning priority a few turns in a row, your mobility is much decreased, and I wasn't really feeling like spending a lot of might in doing heroic moves and marches. So yeah, it got to a point later on where a couple of duels going the other way and I would have been broken as well, which, considering the speed that I broke and the few casualties I'd had at that point, there was a turn, I think about turn 4, when I lost 4 or 5 cavalry, and you can't afford that when you're taking a small army, especially if you then go on and lose lots of priorities. So there was certainly some points where it could have gone away from me, but I think taking that early objective and being on the front foot psychologically is a big boost.
So there you go. Thank you very much for watching a Battle Games in Middle-earth YouTube battle report. Let me know what you think about the style of the report. There has been an awful lot of work gone into this, a lot of time and effort, cameras, lights, all that sort of stuff. I wanted to make it look really nice, but I know there are some great battle reports out there on YouTube. Big shout out to Lockie from Zorpa Zorp and Jacob from Conquest Creations, who are smashing out fantastic quality stuff all the time, and Jacob in particular, who's really nailed a very tight way of editing things. So I'm probably going to take a leaf out of your book, Jacob, in the future. But either way, let me know what you like or dislike about the format. Is it too long? Is it too short? Would you like me to cut more stuff out? The overhead angles, do you need them? Etc, etc. I really, really love your feedback. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all those sorts of things. And if you really, really, really value what I've done here, consider joining the Patreon scheme. It's kind of a subscription-based donation service that you can drop a penny into or a pound into my pocket to help with these sorts of things, just to encourage me along and to keep me motivated into doing lots of different exciting projects, which I have lots of in the pipeline. So consider it. You also get entries to free draws, things like that. Soon I'll be doing some more free draws of a Witch King model, although of course depends when I actually finally release this video, which has been in the editing bank for quite some time. And if you enjoy more Easterling content, check out the rest of the channel. I've got the terrain that was all featured in this. I've got a couple of terrain building guides on how I did those, including the temple in the centre of the thing. Also an Easterling acolyte painting tutorial is on the way as well. So loads of cool stuff, and also more ruffian guides and various other nonsense on the way. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Boo-rum.